The Joy, Season 3, Episode 4 of Gumball. The episode in which Gumball and Darwin are angry due to it being a Monday, and in return their father Richard gives them a hug that is filled with, as he says,
"It's filled with all the love and happiness in the world."
This then sets off an explosion of what looks like glitter that slowly starts to affect them as time passes, in ways such as not being able to stop smiling, kicking their heels, singing, laughing, and coughing, showing Miss Simeon that the two had been infected with some sort of disease. As time passes, their eyes start to sparkle, and they begin to see things as well, until eventually they ended up what looks like coughing their souls out, and fully turning into, I guess, basically a zombie that wants to hug everyone and fill them with joy, or in other words, spread the infection. Eventually, everyone in the school, including Miss Simeon, does end up being infected despite her efforts to stop it, and then the episode just kinda ends with no happy ending or any form of real conclusion. But this episode being one of the more creepy-esque episodes in the series, and especially due to its cliffhanger ending, it left much room for theory crafting and the fandom to take the story into their own hands. Thus bringing us to the main topic of this video, the amazing world of Gumball, Infection AU. Which, just like the actual episode, Gumball and Darwin are mad, resulting in their dad to hug them with what he calls a wonder hug, that slowly starts to fill them with so much joy to the point where they become to an extent zombies that want to hug people and or infect them. Except the difference in this AU is that when Gumball is sent to see the nurse after being too loud in class, he bites the principal and infects him with the virus. Meanwhile, Darwin and Anais flee the scene. But as Darwin is conflicted on what to do in this situation, as he of course doesn't exactly want to leave Gumball behind, it gives Gumball the chance to strike and infect Darwin as well, ending the episode leaving Anais on her own. Episode 2 then begins with Richard and Nicole coming home only to discover that their kids haven't come home from school yet. Curious as to why, but not too worried for now. We then see Anais writing down everyone in the school who has been infected, alongside her brother Darwin, who is stated to be missing. She then runs into Carmen, someone else who is yet to be infected by the virus, and the two then team up to find as many others as they can. But we then see a screen that tells us that Richard and Nicole eventually did start to look for their kids and even ended up calling the police. Yet despite conducting a search, there was apparently no luck or trace to be found, and thus the two headed to the school to find out what was going on for themselves. Banana Joe then ran up on them, but Nicole was able to kill him before either of them got infected, but it quickly revealed that something was wrong and that their kids were in trouble. We then cut back to Anais, who hears her father scream, who is then shown to be getting cornered, but Anais manages to take them out and rescue her parents. Nicole then asks Anais where her brothers are before we see a creepy looking creature and the episode just ends. Episode 3 begins with Nicole hugging Anais before we cut to Principal Brown puking into Jamie's mouth to give her the virus, and we then see a big shadow creature in the background who they make seem like is the leader of them, who I assume to be Gumball but could be someone else, as the answer is unclear because the episode just ends here, leaving us with a cliffhanger. When the infection informative video begins, off the jump we can see that it takes inspiration from analog horror classics such as the Mandela Catalog, the Walton Files, and even the FNAF VHS tapes to an extent. It then recaps all the major plot points that have happened already, such as the Wonder Hug and Gumball biting Principal Brown and how the infection continued to pass on to other students. The video then continues by stating early symptoms that people can experience after being infected, such as puffy eyes, rainbow saliva, and even abnormalities that we see from Gumball and Principal Brown, before explaining what to do in order to prevent infection from spreading if you are bit. And then we get a scary and unsettling moment at the end of the video with someone saying that they can't stop smiling, insinuating that it hurts to smile.
I can't stop smiling. I can't stop smiling.
This AU has been pretty interesting up until now, despite the voice acting and animation not being the best.
Like, come on, it's just a hug from Dad.
And look what the hug cost.
But hopefully as the series continues, if and when it does, all of that becomes better, even if only slightly. Besides that though, all we can do now is create theories as to where the AU will go next. I've seen some theories about Darwin possibly being immune to the effects of the virus, or if the AU will follow the actual episode of Gumball fully and have them all be turned by the end of it, or if it will instead actually have them manage to get a happy ending and save Elmore. But that's going to be the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll be sure to keep covering the series as more episodes come out.